I have to read this because it's a short one. Really.
Okay.
And how does a bhikkhu observe moderation in eating? Here, reflecting carefully, a bhikkhu consumes food neither for amusement, nor for intoxication, nor for the sake of physical beauty and attractiveness, but only for the support and maintenance of his body, for avoiding harm, and for assisting the spiritual life, considering, thus I shall terminate the old feeling and not arouse a new feeling, and I shall be healthy and blameless and dwell at ease. It is in this way that a bhikkhu observes moderation in eating. And this, again, is the practice of the unmistaken way, which is the basic groundwork for the destruction of the tense. So, how does moderation in eating
Play part in this.
play a part in it?
Exactly what I was just saying. If you're transparent in regard to your motivation and intentions, so you make sure they're not rooted in sensuality, means you would basically be contributing towards your sense restraint in general. However, food is necessary. It's not something you can just stop eating and say no to it. In the same sense, you can do that to sexual intercourse or to things of other things, unnecessary things of sensual nature. So you have to eat food, but then food is also inseparable from the sense of taste, and obviously has a whole wide range of pleasures that revolve around food for people, which means it's quite likely gonna be sensual, unless you make sure that your motivation is rooted in clear reflection and basically clarifying and developing new reasons as to why you're eating in the first place. So that's why you keep reminding yourself, again, not out of some sort of neurosis or something, it's just, if you don't remind yourself of the alternative reasons for eating, you'll automatically be rooted in sensual reasons, enjoying the taste. But if you are rooted in proper reasons for eating, then no amount of refined sensual taste can actually make it sensual, because you remain wakeful and clear and you don't give in to any sensual intentions for the duration of eating. So you're not chasing your morsels of food and observing your tongue and whatnot. You're actually going the other way. You're going the way of having your intentions rooted for the purpose of filling up the belly, so I won't be hungry and will survive the next day. So the moment your belly starts feeling full, because that's what you keep at the back of your mind, you stop eating. And then if there is any response in terms of your thoughts wanting more and stuff, then that's obvious what it is. It's just craving. And you don't have to worry about it because you haven't been engaging with it.
Dispelling of hunger.
Yeah, that's the purpose of eating. But unless you keep that clear in your mind and often remind yourself, you will veer back onto the sensual reasons. So that's what I mean, like you maintain the transparency of your intentions. Because when you have intention to eat, for as long as you're eating, that same intention is present there. So you just want to make sure it doesn't shift onto different routes. It doesn't sort of moves away from the reasons of like intended reason of eating for just dispelling hunger, and moves away onto enjoying this particular taste. So that's how you also mind remains above the taste, not through denying or not tasting it, but simply through not giving in to lust, aversion, delusion on account of it. Then no amount of lovely, nice, agreeable tastes could overwhelm the mind anymore.
And some days you need to eat more.
Exactly. Some days you have to eat much more, and your belly will still won't feel like the hunger is gone. So that's why there's no method or a technique or something, a prescription, a recipe. Eat this much every time. No, you don't know. But that's not the point. The food was never the problem. It was your desire and lust in regard to it. So you start uprooting that by not having those intentions of eating rooted in that sensuality, but other reasons for eating. Because it can go either way. Like you cannot have like a sexual intercourse, for example, rooted in wholesome reasons. That's just too obvious. But things like eating food and drinking, yeah, that can go either way. That can be wholesome or unwholesome.
Drinking water or Non-
Oh yeah, not
not
alcohol.
alcohol.
No. That's not negotiable. Yeah, I mean drinking water or whatever.
Yeah,
I don't know,
coffee,
fruit
yeah.
juice or tea or coffee or things like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And what about fasting?
Well,
Fasting is
again,
appropriate,
if done
right?
for right reasons, it can make this whole picture and relationship between a lust founded upon sensuality, or intentions founded upon lust and sensuality, or non-lust and non-sensuality, can make that whole relationship clearer. But if you just fast mechanically, if you took it as some external determination, no wisdom will arise from it. That's why self-mortification won't reveal the middle way, in terms of it won't lead to liberation, nor indulgence will. That's why the Buddha would say, let those who want to go and live on one meal and sit under the root of a tree do it. Let those who don't want to. Wanting and not wanting means knowing whether it's good for you or not.
Yeah.
Doesn't mean like, oh great, so I don't need to go out. Well, maybe you should actually.
Saying that let those with the right view, those who know
Pretty
the
much.
difference
Let those who
between
know what makes their non-existent lust, what prevents non-existent lust from manifesting, and what makes the existent lust from disappearing. Let those either go under the root of tree or not, or eat one meal a day, or separate it, or whatever else.
Yeah.